Hey y'all, it's Stacy. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making my squash fritters. Now, this is one of those recipes that I think just kind of flew under the radar for so long. And then all of a sudden it's gained in popularity, but I think it's one of those things that's like a testament to the fact that sometimes the most simple recipes done really well are the best. So let's make these. We're gonna start with about a pound of yellow squash. We're gonna want that grated. Now, normally I would use a box grater, but I have this handy dandy rotary grater here. So I'm gonna use this just to make this process a little faster. Now, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. I would imagine that you could also use zucchini in this recipe. So maybe you have an abundance of zucchini coming out of the garden right now. I think you could absolutely use zucchini in this case. I am not left-handed, but I'm doing this left-handed so that this will stick to the counter. So it feels really awkward for me right now. All right, of course, with my squash, I did trim off that stem and that bloom end. I'm gonna add about half of a sweet onion to this as well. And I'm gonna grate it also. You know, for me, the grated texture, I just like that better in squash fritters because it gives you this nice kind of tender bite. It cooks all the way through, and it just works better. So I'm gonna grate this onion in the exact same way, just right here on my rotary grater. And now squash naturally has a lot of water in it, and we wanna get some of that water out so we end up with nice crispy squash fritters. So I'm gonna transfer all of this into a colander here. Making sure we get all of that out of it. That onion kind of likes to hang in there. You know, when you grate it up like that, it's kind of mushy. And then I'm gonna move back here to the sink and just kind of manually press some of this liquid out. And you're gonna see that as I do this, this is pressing quite a bit of that liquid out. So we're just gonna kind of work this a little bit and just kind of press it. You could also put this like in some cheesecloth and squeeze it. But you want to put a little pressure here just so that we're getting some of that moisture out of the squash and the onion. All right, I'm gonna let that rest in the sink just a little while longer while we get the rest of this put together. In my bowl here, I'm gonna put a cup of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, and an egg. Now, I find that this is plenty of flavor because I like the squash to kind of be the flavor in this. But if you like something that's a little different, I recommend maybe adding about a half a teaspoon of curry powder. That seems a little different, but I promise the flavor is fantastic. You could also add some Creole seasoning or some Cajun seasoning. You could add some garlic powder, onion powder. This is an opportunity to kind of be creative with it, to add flavor that you think you would like. Even like some Greek seasoning, I think would do really well in this. I'm gonna press my squash here one last time. Shake that out, and then just add this right into our dry ingredients with the egg there. And just stir this together, and that residual moisture, you're really gonna be surprised by how much moisture comes out of this squash, even after we've drained it really well. Just kind of stir this together, and then we're gonna let this rest for about 5 minutes. And there's a couple things that are gonna happen here. The moisture that's in the squash is gonna hydrate that flour. And even though it seems a little dry right now, when we come back to this in 5 minutes, you're gonna see that that moisture that's in the squash kind of leaches out and thins this whole batter down a little bit. All right, after about 5 minutes, you can see that the texture of this has changed dramatically. And depending on your exact squash and how much liquid you were able to press out of it, you may have to make some adjustments here. You may have to add a little flour if it's too runny, or you may have to add a little liquid, a little water, a little milk if it's too thick. So you're just gonna have to adjust this. We want this kind of like runny mashed potatoes. I don't really know a better description, but you can kind of see what we're going for here. In a large skillet, I've got 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. I got this hot, and now we're gonna fry these. I'm gonna do about a heaping tablespoon of our batter right in here. Now, at this point, we're not gonna worry about pressing these flat. We're gonna let this cook for 3 to 4 minutes on this side before we flip it. And when we flip, then we're gonna press these flat. Now, you could certainly make these bigger if you wanted to. The exact yield, of course, is gonna depend on how big you make these fritters at this stage. All right, after a few minutes, you can see these are starting to get golden brown around the edges. We're gonna use a spatula here just to kind of flip these over. And when I flip, now we're gonna press them flat. If we were to try to press this flat with the raw batter top, it's just gonna stick to the back of our spatula. But by letting these cook a little bit, we can do it just like that. I'm gonna flip these, press them flat, and these are gonna cook for an additional 2 to 3 minutes or until they're cooked all the way through. All right, once these are golden brown on the other side, I'm just gonna take them, and I've got a platter here lined with some paper towels just to kind of allow some of that excess grease to drain away. Now you're gonna wanna work in batches here, being sure not to overcrowd your pan. You may need to add a little extra oil as you work through these, because these will absorb some oil, not a whole lot, but they will absorb some. And this isn't in the recipe, but this is just one of those little things that I like to do at the very end. I'm just gonna add a little Creole seasoning right on the top of these. You're gonna wanna serve these warm. Folks, you can find this full recipe with all the tips and tricks about how to make these by heading over to the website, southernbite.com, and just search for Squash Fritters. Y'all enjoy.